Greetings, everyone. Eric here, and welcome to another product review. I don't know if any of you noticed, but I recently posted on Tumblr that I had ordered this little guy right here, which I don't know if it's in camera, but this is a Surface Pro 4. This is the lowest end model that you can get. It costs about almost $900, give or take, and I didn't do an unboxing just because it just didn't seem like there was much point. It's literally just tablet, pen, and the charger. That's all that comes with it, and then the little booklet. So there's no real point doing that. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of give my thoughts on it after using it for a little bit here. So as you can see, size-wise, it's probably glaring. Size-wise, you can see that it's a nice size tablet. It's not... The aspect ratio is not 16:9. It's actually kind of a weird one, as it's a little taller than it is wide. And I understand why they do this, because this is designed for more of your everyday use kind of thing. But the important factor is about more technical sides of it being for artists, because that's what I got it for. So if you could turn on the screen, you notice that it's got a nice bright screen. I don't know if that's capturing properly, but it runs Windows 10 standard. With this one, you do not have to even bother with the whole Windows 8 stuff. It's automatically Windows 10, and it's actually a decent tablet. I actually have Manga Studio loaded up on it, as you can see right here. Got my Manga Studio. I didn't update it to the newest Manga Studio just because I just wanted to toy with it. Another cool thing about this thing is actually, you notice the pen on the side. It's actually magnetic. Magnetically attaches itself right to the side, which is cool. You can even do it, that way. The pen itself, it has 1,024 levels of pressure sensitivity, which is fairly passable for artists. That's about the minimum you would really accept for art. The difference between the 1024 and the full 2048, it's not that big of a difference, especially for like pencil work and ink work. It's really not going to be that big of a difference. If you're a painter, depending on your style of painting, it might be a little bit of a problem, but other than that, it's really not a problem. It's a nice sleek pen, as you can see. This actually comes with a special tip that's actually a little bit more rubberized, which gives it a little bit of resistance on the pen surface, which kind of mimics the feel of paper, which is kind of cool. Another feature, it's got a button on it. I believe this is a right-click button, but I think it is programmable. And it also has a button on the back. Now, the button on the back is actually a button. You can click it. I believe one click is to do note. 2 clicks is, I think, another program. I've never really messed with it. But if you click and hold it, it activates Cortana. You have to click and hold it for like few seconds. Click and hold, activates Cortana. You can ask Cortana a question and she'll answer it. You can also set up Cortana in your preferences and all. I haven't really messed with that since it's not really something for me. But a really cool factor is that the back end is a nib on its own. It is a tip. It interacts with the screen, but it's also an eraser. It automatically, if you're in an art program such as Manga Studio or Photoshop, and most programs, it automatically switches to an eraser, which is pretty nice. And it's made out of the same material as the tip, so it does have a little bit of, grit to it when you try to use it. So that's cool. It runs off of a battery. I believe a little AAA's. Just runs off of a AAA battery. Battery life for this thing, you'll get a solid probably 5 to 7 hours, depending on what you're doing with it. If you're running like Photoshop and you're putting a lot of strain on it, and even Manga Studio, if you have a lot of stuff open, you will notice a little bit of battery being used up a little quicker, but it's not really a problem. You just, right there is where the power goes in. It's also magnetic. It doesn't just shove in there like a USB device. It clips in there and then magnetically holds itself, which is pretty cool. It does have a USB slot there. And the one next to it, I believe, is a display port. So I think you can hook up a display to it. Up here you have your power button, and you have your volume buttons, which is pretty cool for controlling the sound. And then on this side, you have headset. So for this, it's a single slot, so you need to get a headphone that has a microphone built into it that goes into one slot. So you can do that. It's got 2 cameras on the back here and on the front. I haven't really tested them out because it's not something that I'm interested in, but I hear that they're really good cameras. So it's definitely something that you can look into. Also, in the bottom, you'll notice that's where it clicks into the keyboard, which I do not have because I just wanted to test it as a tablet on its own. It's got a nice good weight to it. It's definitely sturdy. The screen's pretty nice. It's nice and smooth, but it definitely feels like a sturdy device. And it's got holes all along the top of it. And what those holes are is ventilation. So that's pretty cool. And of course it has its, lovely little kickstand here, which you can do to any angle. But the cool thing is it can flex all the way to about there. So you can use it, on your table and stuff and get a nice little angle to it. Also, if you open that up, you'll notice that little chunky slot right there. That's for SD cards. So you can plug an SD card into it, which is pretty cool. I think that's actually a really nice feature. But yeah, all in all, decent tablet. It's actually pretty good. This is the low-end one. It'll get you what you need. Although if you're running Photoshop, I would say you might want to upgrade it to at least a i5 processor. That does make a big difference. And if it's really going to be your workhorse, like this is going to be your main work tablet, you might want to go all the way up to at least 8 gigs of RAM and the i7 processor. I think the i5 does have an 8 gig RAM option, so definitely look into that. But you want at least 8 gigs of RAM if you're going to be using like Photoshop or really heavy duty Manga Studio stuff. So yeah, it's actually a pretty nice tablet. I would give this a review for just a general review of it as it is. I would probably give it about a 4 out of 5 actually. It's really sturdy, it's very above average. For me, it will not replace my Cintiq, as I do feel my Cintiq is superior. It just draws much nicer. It's much more comfortable. Another problem with this is because it does have a little bit of weight, I found that drawing like this, where I had the pen and I was sitting there drawing, it might just be me, but my wrist began to hurt pretty bad. And I'd have to constantly stop and pop my wrist and stretch it and all. That just might be me. I might just have, it's just something I deal with anyway, so it could just be me. I don't think I'll be keeping this. I'll probably be returning it. But do not let that color your opinions of the product. It is a really nice tablet. I believe it is worth the money if you're willing to spend the extra money to get the actual at least i5 with 8 gigs of RAM. Another thing, the keyboard does not come with it. You do have to buy that separate. And the one for this Surface Pro 4 is about $130. So that's a little steep to me. They should come free with it. I think it's kind of crappy that you have to buy it separate. You also would want to invest in a case of some sort, although they make them for like $10. Like you can get a case for this thing, which is pretty good. It's a leather case that slips into and it can cover and protect the screen. Ooh, screen protector. Definitely get one. I'm already noticing a lot of smudge from my fingers. Get a screen protector. I will wipe this thing down very thoroughly and clean the screen before I return it. But yeah, all in all, it's a good tablet. It obviously is not going to replace my Cintiq. I'm just going to keep using my Cintiq. I think it's better. But for someone who doesn't have a Cintiq, if you're not a Cintiq user and you want the portable tablet to where you can work anywhere and it's going to be your workhorse, then I would definitely suggest this for artists. But you do need to pay the extra money for the at least i5 processor and 8 gigs of RAM. So all in all, good product. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that helped you guys in some way. Sorry if I'm talking a little quiet or so. I do have the mic a little closer, and it's just kind of late in the night. I've been toying with this thing all day and really putting it through a few paces and stuff just to mess around with it. I don't have any recordings for it because honestly, this low-end model doesn't really record in a very high quality just because it is a low-end version. It's the cheapest one you can buy of this model. But yeah, it turned out just nice. It was passable on the low end. If I had gotten the better one, I have a feeling I would have felt a lot better. But yeah, thank you for watching. Pick it up if you guys want to or not. It's up to you guys. Make a decision. I'll leave a link in the description for where you can kind of look at it yourself. And yeah, I will see you guys in a new video some point. I don't know. We'll see. See you guys later.